Let's talk about something people rarely question. If someone doesn't care about sports, they're usually labeled fast, boring, disconnected, not a real guy. But psychology tells a very different story. People who don't obsess over sports aren't less passionate. They just don't plug their emotions into the same outlets as everyone else. And once you understand why, this behavior starts making a lot more sense. Sports are built around dopamine. Fast wins, big losses, crowd emotion, tribal excitement. For a lot of people, that emotional spike feels amazing. But some brains don't chase shared dopamine. They chase internal reward. People who don't obsess over sports often get satisfaction from things like thinking deeply, building skills, learning quietly, or working toward long-term goals. Watching someone else compete doesn't trigger the same reward loop for them, not because they don't feel excitement, but because their brain is wired for meaning over stimulation. That's not emotional coldness. That's a different reward architecture. Sports aren't just entertainment. They're identity machines. Teams give people a tribe, a side, a shared language. But some people don't build identity that way. They don't feel the need to belong through symbols, jerseys, or rivalries. Their identity is quieter, more internal. So when someone asks, "Who do you support?" it feels oddly irrelevant. Not because they reject connection, but because they don't outsource identity to something external. Psychologically, these people rely less on group validation and more on self-definition. Here's an important psychological trait. People who don't obsess over sports are often less affected by emotional contagion. Crowd emotion doesn't pull them in as easily. Mass excitement doesn't hijack their nervous system. Stadiums feel loud, not electric. Debates feel draining, not fun. They prefer emotional stability over emotional spikes. This doesn't mean they feel less. It means they regulate more. Their nervous system values consistency, not constant stimulation. Another reason people don't obsess over sports is autonomy. Sports schedules your emotions for you. You're told when to care, when to react, when to celebrate, and when to be disappointed. Some people resist that automatically. They don't like external systems, deciding how their attention should be spent. Psychologically, they value control over focus. They'd rather choose what they think about, what they invest emotion into, and what they give time to. It's not rebellion. It's self-direction. And for these people, sports can feel like a distraction from things that actually matter to them. Sports are cyclical. New season, same teams, same debates, same arguments. For people who don't obsess over sports, this repetition feels shallow. Their brain craves depth, not replay. They want conversations that evolve, ideas that build, skills that compound. Watching the same emotional loop play out every year doesn't hold their attention. This doesn't mean they dislike fun. It means novelty alone isn't enough. They want meaning that grows over time. Here's a subtle psychological difference. Sports give social status. You know the teams. You know the stats. You belong in the conversation. But people who don't obsess over sports often care more about internal status. How competent they feel. How aligned they feel. How grounded they feel in their own life. They don't need shared excitement to feel validated. Their confidence comes from mastery, self-respect, and internal standards. That's why they're comfortable being the odd one out. So if you don't care about sports, nothing is missing. You're not disconnected. You're not dull. You're not broken. Your brain just finds meaning somewhere else. And that's not a flaw. It's a different wiring. If this helped you understand yourself or someone you know, like the video and subscribe to Clearway for Psychology Explained Simply.